Welcome back, folks. This is Tommy, Help with Gadgets, and we've got another Microtech on the table here this evening. This is the Microtech Amphibian. This is another one of the Ram-lock versions, this one is also on loan to me from Mr. Eddie. Do appreciate him allowing me to be able to disassemble and clean this knife. In fact, there's a video out there for disassembly and cleaning, and also carry and use this knife. In my opinion, it's hard to review a knife if you haven't at least used it to do a little bit of what I consider would be daily tasks. So let's get into it. Let's take a look at this particular knife. We'll look at some of the specs, then we'll look at some size comparisons, and then I'll tell you my thoughts about this knife at the end. So we're looking at approximately a 4-inch blade on this behemoth. It is not a small knife, and we're looking at just over 9 inches on the overall length. Let's go ahead and pull out the scale and get that fired up and let it zero out and weigh it. So it's about 6.3 ounces. Just weighs just a little bit more than the Microtech Stitch. I think it was 6.15, so kind of along the same lines there. Speaking of the Microtech Stitch, let's go ahead and do a size comparison with that particular knife. So we can see that the Amphibian is a bit larger, as well as the MSI, Microtech Standard Issue. That's more along the same lines, but the Amphibian is a little bit longer, as well as has that slight recurve in the blade, different blade shape, of course. All right, so there's two Microtechs that we can compare it to. Let's do the Kaiser Militao. All right, and one that's I've been told that that the Berg blades reminds them of some folks of the Militao. I can see it's somewhat similar, but yet again different. All right, so there's the Berg blade Sweeney and the Kaiser Militao. Let's look at a couple of more. These are a couple of budget offerings here. The CGRB Feldspar. I've had that one for quite a while. I think it actually came a different color, and I dyed those scales. And also the CJRB Pyrite. This is the Alt Warncliffe version. So you can see a comparison of those two. All right, let's look also at the Miguron Morial. This is a great budget offering, in my opinion, as well as the QSP Penguin. I've also had the Penguin for a while, and one of my friends did some customizing work on it, did a acid etch blade, and I dyed, and they also kind of heat bronzed the hardware there, and then I did a dye job, dyed the scales a little bit darker than what they were. Again, really good budget knife if you're looking for something that won't hit you in the pocket too hard. Let's also look at the Eutectic Binary. The Binary should be dropping pretty soon on Liang Ma's website. This is mid-August, and I think they were planning on dropping sometime this month, not this week. But I don't know the dates on that. I need to find that out. So that's the Eutectic EFD, that's Everyday Field Duty, and the Eutectic Binary. Let's look at a couple of smaller knives that I have as well. This is the Demko Shark Cub and the Petrified Fish Mini Beluga. let's look at another Kaiser. This is the Kaiser Sparrow. And then this Spyderco Yojimbo is another knife that's on loan to me from Mr. Eddie. So I'll go ahead and show that one. And then a couple of more honorable mentions that I'll bring out. That would be the Hoback Husky. Kind of a very, similar in length. And also the PMP Grizzly, which is just a ridiculous pocket knife, but at the same time, very cool. And you have to be careful when you close it. It is an absolute guillotine for your fingers. And this one's kind of thick as well. And I'll be having I plan on having some videos disassembling and cleaning on both of those here in hopefully in the near future. All right. Oh, we got a couple of more. Let's do the Tactile Chupacabra, and then last, certainly not least, let's bring out the Kaiser Cyberblade. And that Kaiser Cyberblade, I think you could probably get almost 2 of those for the length of the Amphibian. So it's a quite a big knife. The Amphibian is, not the Cyberblade. All right, let's look at some of the thickness comparisons up against the Stitch. Going to be something similar. The Kaiser Sparrow is going to be thinner. Most everything that I have is going to be a good bit thinner. You can see that the CGRB Feldspar is just a little bit thinner, but things like the Pyrite, good bit thinner. The Bergblade Sweeney, good bit thinner as well. So it's not a thin knife. It does take up a good bit of real estate just because it's a very, very long and somewhat wide knife. It would probably be, somewhere along the lines of the very similar to the MSI, but way larger than what the Sparrow or the Demko Shark Cub, or even something like the QSP Penguin would take up. Again, it's simply because it's not a small knife. All right, but it's not going to take up as much room in the pocket as, say, the PMP Grizzly. All right, so there's just a few differences there. Also, the Yojimbo. So that'll give you an idea of kind of how large it is. Let's look at the blade steel on this is again same as the MSI and the Microtech Stitch. It's that M390 MK. You've got the Microtech logo here and nothing on the other side of the blade itself there. You've got Microtech on the pocket clip, and then the knife name, in this case 12 of 2023 and USA made, as is the Stitch and the MSI as well. This one does have the apocalyptic finish. It's got some like brushed flats and then the kind of a stone wash on the blade. You can tell here that little bit of staining where I've used the knife. I did carry and use this knife some, and I appreciate Mr. Eddie allowing me to do so. Let's go back and take a look at that clip again, because it is different than, say, the one that came with the Stitch, and that's the same one that came on the MSI. I've got a different MSI clip right now. But this one's a little bit different. I do like it though, because if you'll notice those ridges there, when you go to pull it out of your pocket, one finger is probably going to be on this side, close to where these screws stick up a little bit, for the blank that's on this side. So it's ambidextrous. You can take this clip, put it on this side, and put that blank or that plate on this side. I do like that clip though, because what that clip does is allow you to easily pull that knife out. It's just a matter of you get traction here, you get traction here, just pinch and pull the knife out. These are aluminum scales, and they're sculpted, they're micro milled, and they are very, very nice. I wouldn't necessarily call them thumb studs. There's I don't really know what to call it, but it does allow you to open the knife with authority. You can even reverse flick it, just putting your finger here and doing that. So it and then you can also open it using just pulling back on the ram lock and a little movement of the wrist, and it comes out. These are, and I didn't mention this on the stitch, but I think these are T20s on the pivot. Yeah, T20s on the pivot. So it some substantial hardware there, very robust, and then T8s on the rest of them. That looks like that may be a T6 on the thumb thingy majig. I don't exactly know what to call it. There's jimping here on the top of the blade where your thumb would normally go. You can choke up. Just be aware that you're getting close to that blade there. But it does would allow for some fine work. Mainly on this one, I'd probably keep it back here on the scale. Plenty of room on the scale, of course. Works well in the reverse grip as well, as you can see there. And again, a good bit of handle real estate there. Lanyard hole, if that's something that you're interested in. There's also some jimping here on the ends, just where you may be putting your hand and would need some additional traction. Some jimping here as well. Some sculpting here, which it's a comfortable knife in hand. Slight recurve there to the blade, just a flat grind with kind of a swedge here at the top. Just a very nice looking knife. Of course, detents I would say would be the same as most any of the other ram locks. I haven't had a problem with them, but apparently some folks did on some of the early models. I think they have that probably fixed now. So no blade play up and down, side to side. Just a well done knife. It's another one of those, kind of like the Stitch, that I really enjoyed carrying this one around. I carried it, in fact I carried it a good bit in the time that I've had it. And I've used it as well. There is a disassembling cleaning video that you can see on my channel. Oh, forgot to mention there's also jimping here along the back as well, and then you've got this neat little space there in the back spacer. Then some more jimping, some jimping up here. I think I mentioned that being there for the thumb. You can also put it up here for the thumb. So plenty of places to get traction. This blade doesn't. I mean, if you're sliding your hand along the direction of the milling, feels kind of slick. But most of the time, you've got milling going this way, you've got milling going this way. You're probably not gonna have a problem keeping it in hand. There's some sculpting up here at the front of the handle, so just a really well done knife. Again, this is for most people, this is probably not going to be one that I would recommend. If you ask me, hey, what's a good larger knife, and you don't mind the little bit of recurve there, sharpening's a little bit different, but this one doesn't have a terrible amount of recurve. I don't think that's going to be a problem. So if you were to say, hey, I like larger knives, this would probably be one of the ones that I would say might be a good choice for you. So there you have it. This is the Microtech Amphibian. This again is the ram lock, the fluted version, and it is a very well made knife. This one will be going back to Mr. Eddie for too long, but I'm telling you, I don't normally like thumb studs or ones that you have to use your thumb to open, thumb bar, whatever you want to call it. But this one works very well. It's just the way it's, and part of that is, well, if you notice, the milling on here just lends to pushing in that direction. You can easily slow roll this one as well. Great acoustics. In fact, let's see if we can hold it up close to the microphone and not hit me or something else. So, very good sounding knife as well. But that'll about do it. I know it's funny saying that this wouldn't be one I'd recommend for most people, but it is a larger knife, and I really do like that knife. So there you have it. This is the Microtech Amphibian. Hope you've enjoyed it. Please hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't done so. Leave a comment, and I'll try to get back to you as soon as possible. Hope y'all have a wonderful rest of your day. Thanks for watching.